Hook, picture this. You've toiled for 40 years, poured your soul into building a home from nothing, only to have your own daughter thrust a rigid work schedule into your hands, treating you like indentured labor. 6 a.m. Brew breakfast. 7 a.m. Dress the children and shuttle them to school. 8 a.m. Scour every inch of the house. The timetable commandeers your existence right up to 11 p.m. Folding and ironing linens. Her demand? Accept it or get out, she declares icily. Your son-in-law lounges smugly on the sofa. Your pension foots the bills. We've earned rights here. This hellish scenario is Elena Everett's truth at 66. Inviting her daughter Renata, son-in-law Gustavo, and their 2 grandkids into her home as a short-term refuge 2 years prior. What began as compassionate aid devolved into blatant exploitation. They siphon her meager $600 pension for their indulgences, reduce her to a live-in drudge, and brazenly menace eviction from the house she owns outright. At your age, good luck finding anywhere else. They mock, perverting familial bonds into chains of control. Yet Elena's narrative defies despair. It's a saga of rebellion. Driven to desperation, she unearths hidden fortitude, enlists legal aid, and seizes back her autonomy. Boundaries enforced, deceptions unraveled, she evolves from prey to powerhouse. This riveting account of elder mistreatment morphing into triumph underscores that no is timeless. What would you do if kin converted your haven into a hell? Plunge into Elena's odyssey of treachery, tenacity, and renewal. A stark testament that genuine champions emerge by defending their worth against all comers. Witness her battle to revive her essence, affirming that authentic family elevates, never erodes. Continue to uncover how Elena authors her revival, prompting, would you muster the same resolve? Story. Elena Everett's fingers trembled as she held the crumpled sheet of paper, the ink blurring slightly under the weight of her gaze. At 66, her life had been a tapestry of quiet endurance. 40 years as a secretary in a dusty government office, rising before dawn, navigating crowded buses, and pinching every penny to secure this modest 2-story house in the suburbs. She had raised Renata single-handedly after her husband vanished when the girl was just 3, leaving behind only debts and a hollow ache. This home was her fortress, her achievement, bought with overtime hours and skipped vacations. Never had she envisioned standing in its heart, being dictated to like a novice servant. Renata, her only child now 34, towered over her with an unyielding expression, arms crossed. Starting tomorrow, Mom. These are your new responsibilities in this house. Her voice was sharp, honed by months of escalating demands. It wasn't a discussion, it was a decree. If you don't agree, you can pack your things and leave. This place needs someone who pulls their weight, not someone who just occupies space. The schedule was a merciless grid. 6 a.m. Wake and prepare breakfast for the family. 7 a.m. Dress the grandchildren, Ethan 8 and Valerie 6, and ferry them to school. 8 a.m. Thorough house cleaning. 9 a.m. Wash and hang laundry. 10 a.m. Lunch preparation. It marched on, hour by hour, dictating every moment until 11 p.m., when she was to iron clothes for the next day. No breaks mentioned beyond fleeting half hours, barely enough to catch her breath. Gustavo, Renata's husband of 5 years, lounged on the worn leather sofa Elena had saved 2 years to afford, his eyes glued to his phone. Without looking up, he added, and all this includes covering the house expenses. That's what your pension is for, right? His tone was casual, as if discussing the weather, not her financial lifeline. Elena's chest tightened, a storm of emotions swirling: shock, betrayal, grief. This living room had witnessed Renata's birth announcements, her toddler giggles, birthday parties with homemade cakes, and tearful consolations over first crushes gone wrong. Now, that same daughter regarded her with a detachment that chilled Elena to her core. You don't have much time to decide, Mom, Renata continued, blowing on her freshly painted pink nails. Gustavo's already spoken with the lawyer. We've been here over 2 years keeping things running, we have rights. So you can stay as our help or go, and we'll keep the house anyway. The blackmail was blatant. The deed was in Elena's name, paid off a decade ago, yet they wielded it like a weapon. Her $600 monthly pension, earned through decades of service, was now their entitlement. Think about it, Renata pressed. At your age, where else are you going to live on that pittance? Here at least you've got a roof, meals, and you see the grandkids daily, unless you'd rather rot in some cheap rental alone. Gustavo let out a harsh chuckle. Besides, what else are you gonna do? This way, you'll feel useful instead of lounging like typical old ladies. The grandchildren played on the floor with their tablets, oblivious to the wreckage unfolding. Ethan looked up briefly. Grandma, are you making snacks? I'm hungry. His innocent request twisted the knife. To them, she was already the perpetual provider, not the woman who'd built this life from scratch. Look, Mom, Renata said, rising and placing a hand on Elena's shoulder in a gesture that felt more patronizing than affectionate. It's not that we don't love you. We do a lot. That's why we're offering you this chance to stay. But things must change. The house needs structure, and someone has to handle the daily grind. Why does that someone have to be me? Elena whispered, her voice emerging frail but defiant for the first time. Because you're the one without a job, Gustavo replied dismissively. We work, we study, we have real lives. You just cash your check and do nothing productive. The accusation landed like a physical blow. 40 years of labor, raising Renata through fevers and school plays, maintaining this home spotless while juggling full-time work. All dismissed as nothing. Elena repeated the words, her throat constricting. Don't do anything productive. All these years paying bills, buying your groceries, minding the kids while you party, laundering your clothes, cleaning your chaos. That's not work. Renata cut in with a saccharine smile Elena had grown to despise. That's just what people do in a shared home, Mom. The difference now is it'll be organized with set hours for efficiency. Elena surveyed the room. Her prized sofa scarred from unchecked child play. The wooden coffee table marred by careless hot plates. Walls stripped of family photos for Gustavo's movie posters. Her beloved books, collected over decades, banished to a garage box to accommodate their endless electronics. Purchased, of course, with funds she'd loaned and never seen returned. Besides, Renata added, admiring her nails, this will be good for you. Give you structure. You've seemed so bored and blue lately. Clear duties might lift your spirits. The gaslighting was masterful, reframing her enslavement as mental health aid. Gustavo piled on. And weekends are included, Saturdays for deep cleaning, Sundays for batch cooking the week's meals. We're not being mean, we just want a functional home. A functional home? Elena echoed, anger flickering amid the numbness. This is the home I bought, maintained, and opened to you when you had nowhere else. Yes, but now we're a family, Renata countered with warped reasoning. Everyone has roles. Ours earn money. Yours keep things running. It's balanced. Valerie tugged at Elena's skirt. Grandma cookies? The ones up high. The child's eyes mirrored Renata's childhood gaze, expectant, trusting. But now it came with timetables and threats. In a minute, sweetie, Elena murmured, stroking her hair. No, Renata interjected sharply. Valerie, ask Grandma at the proper time. It's snack prep hour anyway. Elena's legs wobbled as she headed to the kitchen. The schedule clutched like a death warrant. The pantry was barren. 3 cracked cookies and expired tuna, canned sparse rice. Fridge. Renata's specialty yogurts, Gustavo's beers, 3-day-old leftovers. Grandma, no cookies, Valerie yelled. Elena improvised with what little remained, her mind racing. Renata's heels clicked in. Mom, remind you. Supermarket early tomorrow. List here about $150, plus kids' vitamins and Gustavo's shampoo. A quarter of Elena's pension for their weekly haul. Renata, it doesn't stretch that far, Elena protested weakly. Oh, Mom, always dramatic, Renata sighed. Gustavo's saving for our own place. We can't waste on groceries. You eat here too, fair contribution. The hypocrisy dizzied Elena. Saving in her free home, devouring her resources while she paid to labor. What if I can't? Adjust, kids need nutrition. Don't be selfish with money when little ones are involved. Gustavo sauntered in, yawning from his afternoon nap. It was Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. He'd worked from home for perhaps 3 hours. Honey, something nice for dinner? Tough day. He grabbed a beer. Tough. Elena couldn't help asking. You napped at 1 p.m. Virtual meetings calls stressful, he snapped. Need to unwind. Then, we discussed rules, respect our downtime. No cleaning noise when we're relaxing. But the schedule says cook now, Elena pointed out. Do it quietly or earlier. Organize better. The absurdities mounted. Adhere to times but adapt to their whims. Renata returned, smiling falsely. Mom, about your room, we think the small back one for you. Master suite's bigger for us and kids stuff. Practical. The master bedroom. Elena's sanctuary for 30 years, site of joys and sorrows. Husband's deathbed tears, dreams of grandkids in harmony. Now demoted to a cramped service quarters. It's tiny, Elena said. Barely fits a twin bed. Perfect for you, you don't need much, Renata dismissed. And closer to kitchen for early duties without waking us. Calculated convenience. Position for servitude. Isolated from family spaces. Move this weekend, Renata cheered. Gustavo'll help with heavy items, your few things. We'll keep the furniture. Elena's dresser, vanity, bed, all hers now appropriated. Ethan dashed in. Grandma charger? Battery dead. In my room, honey. Renata. No, Ethan, don't enter without permission. Grandma'll fetch it after snacks. Humiliation complete. Even grandkids barred from her space, while they dictated her relocation. One more thing, Renata said. Sundays are family time with kids. Plan outings, park friends. We need privacy. Sundays, Elena's cherished grandkid days. Baking, movies, cuddles, now exile days. Where to? You have friends, church. Activities for your age. Don't depend on us for fun. That night, insomnia gripped Elena in her soon-lost bed. How had motherhood devolved to this? When did favors harden into chains? Recalling their arrival. 2 years back, apartment lost to Gustavo's job loss. Tearful hugs. Temporary, mom, we promise. Joy initial, house alive again post-husband's death. Renata cooked, Gustavo fixed leaks. Kids' embraces warmed her. But insidiously shifts. Watch kids while I job hunt. Became daily. Tired from interviews, dinner? Normalized. We all eat here, your pension covers. Every yes forged her bondage. 3 a.m. kitchen noises. Gustavo munching cereal, crumbs everywhere. You okay? Elena whispered. Startled. Yeah, hungry. No biggie. Cereal for kids tomorrow? Don't dramatize, just buy more. He left the mess. She cleaned, realizing her role. Nocturnal fixer in shadows. Friday dawn per schedule, Elena prepped breakfast. Renata descended vibrant in a new red dress, heels clicking authority. Mom, mind kids all weekend. Gustavo and I. Couples retreat downtown. Need reconnection. With what money? Gustavo's bonus, we earn breaks. Bonus for hotels, not household aid. Kids fine with you, grandma duty. Schedule covers weekends. Childcare, cleaning. Renata talk, this unsustainable. Renata feigned surprise. About what? Your grumpiness? Dr. Time. Age hormones affect mood. Not sick. Exhausted from servant treatment. Employee? Dramatic. Renata scoffed. Roles, we generate income, you upkeep. Simple. Free time between tasks. Rest, TV. Free time, 30-minute scraps. Money, why all mine if you earn? Saving for future. You've lived yours, our turn. Devastating, her life done. Now subsidize theirs. Gustavo kissed Renata, ignoring Elena. All set? Mom handles house, kids. Perfect. Monday my mom visits. Guest room spotless, early breakfast at 6. Marissa. Another to serve, feed from Elena's pocket. How long? Depends, lonely since dad died. Family time helps. Free lodging for disdainful in-law. Gustavo, Marissa and I clash. Forgive past. Elderly needs care. You'll bond. Care Elena provided, unpaid. Give her master bedroom, we bunk with kids. Elena in tiny room, Marissa in hers. Weekend blurred into ordeal. Renata/Gustavo left Friday afternoon. Taxi Elena paid. Instructions. Meal times, activities, screens limited, routines strict. Maintain discipline, don't spoil. Ethan/Valerie expected entertainment. Elena juggled, exhausted. Saturday, juice spill, no supplies, supermarket trek. $30 cleaners. Ethan wanted $8 cereal, Valerie $10 cookies. Mental math. Food versus meds. Why so slow, Grandma? Ethan griped. Choosing best. She lied, shielding poverty truth. Home, Renata messaged. Veggies stocked? House pristine post-trip. Sunday scrubbing, Lucy called. Seem off lately. Elena invited her. Confessed all. Schedule, money drain, threats, room loss, Marissa. Lucy listened, horrified. Abuse, Elena. Not love, exploitation. Roles discussed, not imposed. Threats? Unacceptable. But they say fair. No, in families, mutual. You own, they depend. Worsens without boundaries. What in my shoes? Evict. Or charge, demand respect. Who owns? Car pulled up. Renata/Gustavo returned. Lucy. Maid paying to work? Quits day 1. Monday 5:30 a.m. doorbell. Marissa suitcases imperious. Taxi delayed. Breakfast. Dry scrambled eggs. Barely toasted wheat bread. Weak coffee. Ripe fruit. No items, Elena's oversight. Marissa, not exactly but similar. Unacceptable. No basics. Gustavo emerged. Noise early. Marissa. Housekeeper, no food. Gustavo to Elena. Didn't shop weekend? Spent on kids per Renata. Excuses. By now, plan better. Money. Pension, duh, for house. Committed monthly, no extra. Silence thick. Gustavo. Refusing my mom food? Marissa. Employee defies basics. Renata joined. True mom. Manipulation. Resistance as cruelty. Not refuse, budget tapped. Renata. Exaggerate. $15 family feed. Damn broke. Okay, going. But detour. ATM $200 savings. Emergency for dignity. Lawyers. David Miller. Bearded. Empathetic. Mrs. Everett, tell all. Poured. Schedule, threats. Exploitation, Marissa. David. Economic/emotional abuse. Elder exploitation. No tenant rights sans rent. Evictable. Letters. Renata/Gustavo. $800 rent. Half expenses, respect or 30 days out. Marissa. 48 hours. $300 fee, investment in self. Bank. Revoked accesses, canceled cards. Renata's emergencies ended. 11 a.m. home bagless. Talk all. Letters presented. Renata. Ridiculous. $800? Can't. Jobs affordable spot then. Marissa. Evict elderly? Cruel. Your home or welcomed elsewhere. Gustavo rushed home livid. Betrayal after companionship livening house. By yours, not mine. Tenant rights. Maintained property. Bluff exploitation criminal. Kids entered. Ethan leaving. Depends. Fair contribution respect. 30 days. Denial, misunderstanding. Guilt. Miss grandkids. Anger shouts. Selfish bad grandma. Feigned politeness. Left for $800 apartment. Funds materialize sans freeloading. 3 months on. Elena rose leisurely house serene. Bought flowers. $15 self-gift. Lucy. Confidant. Lunches, markets, classes. Salsa at community center, new friends, vitality. Biweekly grandkid visits. Parks, stories, grandma not nanny. Valerie. Love you, grandma. Ethan. Parents overworked you. Learning respect now. David. Claims abandoned. Mirror. Vibrant woman, dignity intact. Lesson. Reclaim worth anytime. Love doesn't diminish. Family empowers. At 66, Elena danced freely, unbreakable.